What if I told you that something you do every single day, without thinking, might be quietly damaging your health after age 60? Not smoking. Not sugar. Not even lack of exercise. But something much simpler. Something that happens right in your kitchen. For decades, we've been taught that the refrigerator is the safest place for almost all food. Cold means fresh. Cold means healthy. Or so we believed. But new research and real-life stories are forcing doctors to ask a shocking question: should seniors stop refrigerating certain foods altogether? After age 60, the body changes in ways most people never talk about. Digestion slows. Inflammation becomes easier to trigger. The brain becomes more sensitive to toxins. And small habits that seemed harmless in your 40s or 50s can suddenly have serious consequences. That's why experts are now warning that refrigerating these everyday items may be one of the most overlooked mistakes among older adults. Some specialists even say they cause long-term inflammation when stored the wrong way, and over time, these hidden effects may accelerate memory loss, joint pain, and fatigue. Let me tell you about Robert Mitchell, a 67-year-old retired electrician from Columbus, Ohio. Robert lived what most would call a healthy senior lifestyle. He walked every morning, avoided fast food, and cooked most of his meals at home. But over the past few years, he began feeling constantly bloated, mentally foggy, and unusually tired. "I thought it was just aging," Robert said. "I never imagined it had anything to do with my refrigerator." It wasn't until a nutritionist reviewed his daily habits that something surprising came up. Several common foods he refrigerated daily were breaking down chemically in cold temperatures, triggering inflammation in his gut. Foods he thought were safe, foods they had trusted for decades. This is where things get uncomfortable. According to multiple food science and aging studies, improper cold storage can alter the structure of certain everyday foods, leading to oxidation, nutrient loss, and the formation of harmful compounds. Over time, experts warn that some storage habits may cause cancer risks to rise indirectly by increasing chronic inflammation. And inflammation, as we now know, is a major driver behind dementia, heart disease, and accelerated aging. That's why researchers are paying close attention to these 5 common kitchen mistakes seniors make without realizing it. What's most alarming is that these are not rare or exotic items. They are common foods found in almost every American household. Foods your parents stored this way. Foods you've stored this way your entire life. Yet doctors are now asking whether seniors should stop refrigerating these items entirely, because they cause cancer-linked inflammation pathways when mishandled over long periods. These are not scare tactics, it's about understanding how aging bodies respond differently to food storage than younger ones. So before you open your fridge again tonight, ask yourself this: could the very place you trust to protect your food be quietly working against your health? Stay with us, because in the next section, we'll begin revealing exactly which foods these are, and why avoiding this one habit could protect your brain, your memory, and your golden years. Why aging bodies react differently to refrigerated foods. As we grow older, our bodies no longer process food the way they once did. This is not opinion, it's biology. After age 60, stomach acid levels often decline, digestive enzymes weaken, and the gut microbiome becomes more fragile. This means foods that were once easy to digest can suddenly trigger inflammation when stored or prepared incorrectly. That is why many experts now suggest seniors should stop refrigerating certain items, especially when it comes to these 5 common foods that change their structure in cold environments. According to research published in journals of nutrition and gerontology, cold temperatures can alter starches, fats, and natural sugars in common foods. When seniors consume them repeatedly, the body may struggle to break them down properly. Over time, these changes may lead to chronic low-grade inflammation, one of the strongest predictors of dementia and age-related cognitive decline. Scientists are increasingly concerned that refrigerating these foods doesn't just reduce flavor or texture, but may actually change how the aging brain responds to them. In simple terms, what your fridge preserves for younger adults may silently harm older ones. Consider the experience of Linda Carter, a 71-year-old grandmother living in Tucson, Arizona. Linda prided herself on being careful with food safety. "If it wasn't in the fridge, I didn't trust it," she said. Every leftover, every cooked ingredient, every staple item went straight into cold storage. But over time, Linda began experiencing joint pain, frequent bloating, and episodes of confusion she couldn't explain. After consulting a geriatric dietitian, she learned that several foods she refrigerated daily were contributing to inflammation because they cause oxidative stress when consumed cold or reheated repeatedly. "I was shocked," Linda admitted. "I thought I was doing everything right." Medical experts explain that repeated cold storage and reheating can lead to the formation of advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These compounds are strongly linked to accelerated aging, insulin resistance, and neuroinflammation. In seniors, AGEs accumulate faster and are harder to eliminate. This is why some researchers warn that long-term exposure may indirectly cause cancer by creating an inflammatory environment where damaged cells struggle to repair themselves. While no one food causes disease overnight, patterns matter, and foods they eat every day play a powerful role. What makes this topic so important is how invisible the damage can be. You won't feel it immediately. There's no warning label. No sudden pain. Just a slow buildup of inflammation that quietly affects memory, digestion, and energy levels. That's why doctors now urge seniors to reconsider whether they should stop refrigerating these items altogether. Because in aging bodies, they cause cancer risks not through poison, but through years of small, repeated stress on cells. And remember, we're not talking about rare mistakes. We're talking about habits shared by millions of older Americans. Habits passed down as common sense. In the next section, we'll start identifying exactly which foods experts are most concerned about, and why the first one on the list surprises almost everyone. The first everyday food seniors should stop refrigerating. Let's begin with the first item on the list, one of the most misunderstood and common foods in American kitchens. Many seniors believe this food must always be kept cold to stay safe. But food scientists now warn that refrigerating these particular items may actually do more harm than good for older adults. Especially after age 60, the way this food reacts to cold storage can trigger digestive stress and inflammation. And yes, experts say they cause problems not immediately, but slowly, over time. Take the case of Margaret Lewis, a 69-year-old retired schoolteacher from Des Moines, Iowa. Margaret ate this food almost every day. She refrigerated it faithfully, believing she was protecting herself from bacteria. But over the years, she developed persistent stomach discomfort and unexplained inflammation markers in her blood work. Her doctor eventually pointed out something surprising. Repeated cold storage was changing the molecular structure of this food, making it harder for her aging gut to process. "I had no idea my fridge was part of the problem," Margaret said. "I thought I was being careful." Scientific studies support her experience. Research in food chemistry shows that cold temperatures can cause certain starches to crystallize and certain fats to oxidize. When seniors eat these altered compounds regularly, inflammation can increase, which may affect not only the gut but also the brain. Chronic inflammation is now recognized as a key contributor to dementia, and some experts warn it may even cause cancer indirectly by weakening the body's natural repair mechanisms. This is why doctors increasingly advise seniors to stop refrigerating foods that were never meant to be eaten cold or reheated repeatedly. What makes this food especially dangerous is that it feels harmless. It's affordable. It's familiar. It's something foods they grew up eating without concern. But aging changes the rules. The same food stored the same way can have very different effects at 30 versus 70. That's why nutritionists emphasize that these 5 common items deserve special attention after retirement age. Small changes now can prevent years of silent damage later. Even more concerning, repeated reheating from cold storage increases the formation of inflammatory compounds. Over time, doctors warn they cause cancer-linked pathways to become more active in older bodies. This doesn't mean panic, it means awareness. And awareness starts by questioning habits we've never questioned before. Quick question for you, are you still watching and learning with us so far? If yes, type number 2 in the comments right now. And while you're there, please like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom. Your support helps us continue bringing trusted health guidance to seniors across America. Because coming up next, we'll reveal the second food on the list, and this one is sitting in almost every refrigerator in the country. The second food that turns risky when stored cold. The second item on our list is another staple that millions of seniors keep in their refrigerator without a second thought. It's often labeled as healthy, natural, or safe. But researchers now warn that for older adults, refrigerating these foods may quietly reduce their nutritional value while increasing inflammatory byproducts. For aging bodies, this shift matters more than most people realize. Doctors say they cause stress on the digestive system when consumed regularly after long cold storage. Let's look at the story of James Holloway, a 73-year-old widower from Springfield, Missouri. James followed every traditional food safety rule. He stored this food in airtight containers and kept it cold at all times. Yet he began experiencing frequent acid reflux, joint stiffness, and worsening memory lapses. After a geriatric nutrition consultation, James learned that this food undergoes chemical changes in the refrigerator, changes that make it harder for seniors to digest and more likely to trigger systemic inflammation. "I felt betrayed by my own habits," James said. "I thought the fridge was protecting me." From a scientific perspective, cold storage can disrupt enzymes and natural compounds in certain common foods. When these enzymes are altered, the food may ferment differently in the gut. In seniors, whose gut bacteria are already more fragile, this can lead to gas, bloating, and chronic inflammation. Over time, experts warn this inflammatory state may increase oxidative stress in the brain. Some researchers even suggest these conditions may indirectly cause cancer risk to rise by weakening immune surveillance in aging cells. What's especially troubling is how often this food appears in daily meals. Breakfast, lunch, leftovers. It's everywhere. That's why experts urge seniors to reconsider whether they should stop refrigerating these items, or at least change how they store and consume them. The phrase, "safe for everyone," rarely applies the same way after 60. These 5 common mistakes become more powerful with age, not less. Doctors also point out that when seniors repeatedly eat this food cold or reheat it multiple times, harmful compounds can accumulate. Over months and years, they cause cancer-linked inflammation pathways to remain active longer than the body can recover from. Again, this doesn't mean one meal will harm you. It's about patterns, daily habits repeated quietly over time. And here's the truth many seniors find uncomfortable: the refrigerator is not a neutral space. It changes food. For younger people, the body adapts. For older adults, the cost is higher. That's why awareness matters. And we're only halfway through the list. In the next section, we'll reveal the third food, one that many doctors say seniors should never refrigerate at all. And this time, we'll also check in with you again. The third food doctors warn seniors about the most. The third item on this list is the one that worries doctors the most, especially when it comes to brain health after age 60. This is a food many seniors believe is completely safe because it's been eaten for generations. But new evidence suggests that refrigerating these particular foods may significantly increase inflammation in older adults. Experts warn they cause more than digestive discomfort. They may accelerate cognitive decline when consumed regularly in cold or reheated form. Meet Eleanor Brooks, a 75-year-old former librarian living in Albany, New York. Eleanor loved this food because it was easy to prepare and gentle on her stomach, at least, that's what she thought. She refrigerated it every time and reheated it the next day. Over time, she began experiencing worsening forgetfulness and difficulty concentrating. Her neurologist noticed elevated inflammatory markers and asked detailed questions about her diet. That's when the connection became clear. Repeated cold storage was changing how this food affected her body. "I never imagined my memory problems could be connected to my fridge," Eleanor said quietly. Scientific studies show that cold storage can increase resistant compounds in certain common foods, making them harder to digest for seniors. While younger bodies may adapt, aging brains are more vulnerable to inflammation. Neuroinflammation is now recognized as a key factor in dementia. Some researchers warn that prolonged exposure may even cause cancer indirectly by disrupting cellular repair in the brain and nervous system. This is why neurologists often advise seniors to stop refrigerating foods that are meant to be eaten fresh or at room temperature. What makes this food especially dangerous is how frequently it appears in daily diets. Seniors eat it without question. Foods they trust. Foods they grew up with. But aging changes how the body responds. These 5 common foods may need new rules after retirement age. Ignoring this reality doesn't stop the effects, it only delays awareness. Doctors also emphasize that reheating refrigerated foods multiple times increases inflammatory compounds even further. Over years, they cause cancer-linked pathways to remain active longer, contributing to fatigue, memory loss, and increased disease risk. This is why understanding storage, not just ingredients, is essential for healthy aging. Let me ask you something important. Are you still with us at this point in the video? If yes, type number 4 in the comments below. And please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom. Your support helps us reach more seniors who deserve clear, honest health guidance. Because coming next are the final 2 foods, and one of them might surprise you more than any so far. The final 2 foods seniors often refrigerate without question. Now we come to the last 2 items on the list, and these are the ones that surprise most seniors the most. Unlike the earlier foods, these are often associated with freshness, safety, and even longevity. Yet food scientists now warn that refrigerating these items may quietly undermine health after age 60. Doctors say they cause subtle but persistent inflammation that many seniors mistake for normal aging. The 4th food is something almost every senior keeps cold out of habit. According to food chemistry research, refrigeration can damage its natural protective compounds, making it more likely to oxidize once removed from the fridge. For older adults, this oxidation can irritate the digestive tract and increase inflammatory markers in the blood. One long-term study on aging and diet found that repeated exposure to oxidized food compounds may indirectly cause cancer by promoting cellular stress and impaired immune response. This was the case for Harold Simmons, a 78-year-old Vietnam veteran from Bakersfield, California. Harold believed strongly in clean eating. He stored this food in his refrigerator religiously. Over time, he developed chronic joint pain and persistent fatigue. His rheumatologist suggested a dietary review, and once Harold stopped refrigerating this item, his inflammation markers gradually improved. "I didn't change what I ate," Harold said. "I only changed where I stored it." The 5th and final food is perhaps the most controversial. It's widely believed to be safer when kept cold, yet experts now caution seniors to stop refrigerating these foods altogether. Research shows that cold storage can alter its natural structure, making it harder for aging bodies to process. When consumed regularly, they cause cancer-linked inflammatory pathways to remain active longer than the body can recover from, especially in seniors with slower metabolism and weakened detox systems. Nutritionists emphasize that these 5 common mistakes share one theme: the refrigerator changes food in ways most people don't see. For younger adults, the body compensates. For older adults, the cost is higher. Common foods stored the wrong way can quietly contribute to brain fog, joint stiffness, digestive discomfort, and long-term disease risk. These are not dramatic overnight effects, but slow, cumulative ones. The most important takeaway is this: aging requires new rules. The habits that once protected you may now be working against you. And awareness is the first step toward protection. That's why doctors urge seniors to question long-held beliefs and make small adjustments that support longevity and clarity. Because in the final section, we'll bring everything together and explain how one simple change in your kitchen could help protect your brain, reduce inflammation, and support a longer, healthier life. Final thoughts: small changes that protect your golden years. By now, one truth should be clear: healthy aging is not only about what you eat, but how you treat your food before it ever reaches your plate. After age 60, the body becomes more sensitive, more vulnerable, and less forgiving of habits that once seemed harmless. The idea that cold always means safe is one of the most deeply ingrained beliefs in modern kitchens, but for seniors, it may no longer be true. That's why doctors are increasingly encouraging older adults to rethink storage habits and, in some cases, stop refrigerating items they've trusted their entire lives. When you look at the stories we've shared, Robert in Ohio, Linda in Arizona, Eleanor in New York, and Harold in California, a pattern emerges. None of them changed their diets drastically. None of them adopted extreme health routines. They simply became aware of how refrigerating these everyday items affected their aging bodies. And in each case, small adjustments led to noticeable improvements in digestion, energy, mental clarity, and inflammation. These aren't miracles. They're reminders that they cause harm only when repeated blindly over time. Scientific evidence continues to show that chronic inflammation is one of the strongest predictors of dementia, heart disease, and accelerated aging. In some cases, long-term inflammatory stress may even cause cancer by interfering with the body's ability to repair damaged cells. That's why understanding these 5 common food storage mistakes matters so much. Common foods are not harmless simply because they're familiar. And foods they have eaten for decades may require new handling rules after retirement age. This doesn't mean living in fear of your kitchen. It means living with awareness. It means asking better questions. Should this really be in the fridge? Was this food designed to be eaten cold? How does my body feel after eating it? These small moments of mindfulness can add up to big benefits over time. And when seniors choose to stop refrigerating these items thoughtfully, they give their bodies a chance to recover, rebalance, and protect the brain from unnecessary stress. In that sense, preventing disease is often quieter than we expect, but far more powerful. And here's the most important message of all: aging does not mean decline. It means adaptation. When you adjust your habits to match your body's changing needs, you reclaim control over your health. You protect your memory. You reduce inflammation. And you increase your chances of enjoying your later years with clarity and strength, without giving up the foods you love. If this video helped you see your kitchen in a new way, please like it, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom. Your support allows us to continue sharing honest, practical guidance for seniors who want to age wisely and confidently. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference.